You are.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah.
A little much.
It's
A little high on the gain there. Cut the gain down a little bit. So, hey, Storm Freaks, tell you what, we've got another first-timer in the studio tonight. We promise we'll be nice to him. But Fox Weather Storm Chaser Brandon Copic is here. We've also got Weather Trollbot 5000 is going to be joining us later, all here on episode 225 of Stormfront Freaks Live.
Let's go.
Going green.
Greenwich.
Saddle up.
You got it, boss.
Welcome to the most entertaining weather show. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks Live, and it's brought to you by our lovely and wonderful Patreon teammates. They're all scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Merry Christmas to all of them. Merry Christmas to you. Talking a little bit about our Patreon. This is we're doing some changes coming into 2025. We're going to make a few changes there. One of those is going to be that starting in January, this live show, when we're live, will only be available to our Patreon teammates. So this is going to be a special benefit for them. If you like watching this show, we will make it available for the general public. Probably be a week or two later, but we'll make that available so you can watch it if you'd like. But if you want to be a part of that live chat and chat with us on the show, you can join our Patreon team. Just go over to patreon.com/Stormfront Freaks, and you can join there. You can even become a free member. And for the month of January, we'll make sure that you're still a part of our live show. But then probably starting in February, we'll only make it available to our paid Patreon teammates. For as little as $5 a month, you can help support the show. It's just kind of a way to help us pay for all these bills and bells and whistles and everything that we do. And also really pay for, because we provide a lot of merch. So there's other levels where you can get exclusive merch from the Freaks. We'll send it to your door. So it just kind of helps with all that as well. But just check it out. Become a Patreon member, if nothing else, as a free member. And you'll get access to a lot of the chat and a lot of things we'll do. And then we'll let you know when we'll go live for our Patreon members when you sign up. So again, you can go to patreon.com/StormfrontFreaks, or just go to stormfrontfreaks.com and you can check out the link that we have up there as well. Want to welcome everybody that's joining us in the chat. I see Elizabetta. I haven't seen Elizabetta for a while. Good seeing you. Spirit of the Morning. Carly's always there. Amanda, Auburn, Diane. We got a lot of great people there. And Brady, Stormcat5, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk a little bit about what you're doing for memberships on YouTube.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. We just got done playing Outbreak, so welcome everyone that joined over from that stream. We got a lot of cool things coming to YouTube, guys. We're going to have a couple different levels that we're going to introduce starting at the new year. We got the basic, emote level as well. But then one level up, we're going to start doing, for anyone that signs up for this, I think it's going to be about $15 a month, it's going to be personalized weather forecasts. So I'm going to do a stream probably about once a week, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to give you guys, we're going to hop into a chat and you're going to be able to tell me, okay, where are you? What do you want to know about the weather? Really personalized information, because a lot of videos I do is all on the national level, but I want to get to where you guys are on a local level and give you the weather and talk about the different things that could happen there. And then on top of that, we're going to have a level above that. It's the Category 5 level, the Stormcat 5 level. We're going to have, we're going to give you the ability to join us here on the show. A lot like what we do here with the Patreon, where we've got some members joining us there. We're going to have a couple of slots for that level. So more details to come in the future, but we're doing a lot on Patreon as well as on YouTube. And guys, we are so thankful to have you here. over on YouTube. If it is your first time, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. That helps us out tremendously. That also helps you guys out, because whenever we do go live, we're going to have a lot of amazing content in the future. You'll be notified and you'll be able to hop in our streams and join our always amazing and electric live chat.
Awesome. And so the key is we've after this discussion Brady and I had was really realizing that there's certain things we can do with YouTube that we can't do with Patreon, and things we can do with Patreon can't do with YouTube. And so we've really decided, hey, let's have a YouTube membership for those of you that love watching the live stuff with Stormcat 5 and love watching our outbreaks and then some of the more unique things that Brady's doing. And then over at Patreon, it's really kind of more for our podcast followers and viewers. Do something special for you guys, but also allows us to provide some merch options as well, which is pretty cool. And one of the things we're going to do that we're doing right now to celebrate the great year we had here in 2024 as we round out the year, because this was a record-breaking year for Stormfront Freaks, not only because of
huge.
Yep, not only because of what Brady, Stormcat 5 just talked about adding to our YouTube side of things, but our podcast, we were at one point, number 2 in the country in the U.S., and we've been number 1 in other countries, but in the U.S., we were number 2 of all U.S. natural science podcasts. And we held that for about a week. We were in the top 10 for months this year, and so it was a great thing. So one of the things we're doing is first off, for our Patreon members, if you're an EF5 or above Patreon member, sometimes we'll do some special drawings and giveaways as well. So we're going to do a Christmas drawing, and what we're going to do is we're giving away a autographed Bill Paxton Twister trading card by the late Bill Paxton. So you're never going to get one of these again, right? For that reason. We've got the same card autographed by, focus here a little bit.
Ooh, it kind of looks like
Reed Timmer.
Yeah.
That's Reed Timmer's autograph there.
Wow.
Nice.
Anyway. And you're going to get an unopened pack of these 1994 or 96. What year did Twister come out? I should know that. 96, I think. Twister trading cards. It's unopened pack. These things are extremely hard to find right now, so it's a collector's item. So one of our great EF5 or above Patreon members is going to win that. Plus, if you follow us on Twitter or Blue Sky, just search Stormfront Freaks. We're also doing a giveaway there. If you find the post, we have a post out there right now for this giveaway. And all you got to do is follow us and repost that post. We've got a Twisters car magnet that we're going to give away. And we have got a, this is from the movie Building Rubble, from the actual filming of Twisters. So we got some building rubble here. It's got the actual code on there because it has a certificate of authenticity. So actually from the movie Twisters, we're giving this away as a Christmas gift to someone on Twitter or Blue Sky.
Phil, was that actually destroyed by a tornado? Like, is that actual tornado rubble?
I don't know. Can you tell by looking at it? Does that look like
It does.
a tornado?
It looks pretty destroyed.
From a building. Yeah, I don't know. Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. So anyway, so check that out. Okay. Just a Merry Christmas for all of our fans and Patreon teammates and everybody else. But let's get going here. It's always happy hour every time we have the show. As you should know, if you watch us, doesn't matter what time it is, it's happy hour. And so it's a great way for us to introduce the co-hosts and friends of the show that are with us tonight. Helps you put kind of a voice to that name, especially if you're listening to the podcast, but lets you know we like to have a good time. We like to drink during our show. So I'm going to go around the horn here. I'm going to start off first with, we introduced him already, our meteorologist, Brady Stormcat 5. What are you drinking while you were driving an outbreak there?
I had a little bit of bourbon and stuff earlier, so I figured I'd start to drink a little bit of water so that I can actually read the introduction for our esteemed guest. But yeah, I'm just drinking some water right now, and if you can't tell, I am about 6 hours behind in where I should be in my water consumption.
God,
So
you're going
not
to be
good.
peeing all night, dude.
I know. And I haven't used the bathroom in 4 hours since I started streaming, and it's a problem.
Squeeze it, pinch it off. All right, we got Jennifer Watson, our on-camera meteorologist at the Weather Channel. Jen, what are you drinking?
Oh my God, I've got like coffee, but in my Twister's mug. It's
Cute.
been a long, busy week, so I'm not drinking. I should be drinking, but that's okay. I'm drinking some coffee, so it's giving me a little perk for this.
Cool. And then we got a friend of the show that's joining us tonight, Storm Chaser Jordan Hall.
Woo!
Jordan, are you drinking anything? Did you ever order something from what's that place you order?
I got Whataburger earlier, but I've been about 3 Happy Dads deep right now, and then I actually need to get up and get more 'cause I ran out in the middle of outbreak. So
Happy
we're
Dad.
definitely happy hour over here.
All
I love it.
I think I asked you last time you were on. Are you telling us something there? Or you have an announcement to make?
Nope.
Or
Absolutely not.
okay.
Oh
All
my
right, just
God,
checking.
Jordan, I hope so.
Nope.
Just checking. All right, and then we got friends of the show and VIPs and Patreon. I'm going to start up with Dan Wallace. Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
Not feeling super hot tonight, so I'm just going to be sticking with water.
Okay. Well, you look good though. That's what matters.
I like your shirt,
You
Dan.
look good.
Thank you.
All right, Garrett Beverly. Garrett, what are you drinking tonight?
Right now I'm unleaded, but I did have some good local brewed beers earlier today at a restaurant local to us. So
Like
a little
7 a.m.
late.
this morning. You were.
Not that early, about
You're
3:30,
down.
but
Okay.
it's always 5 o'clock somewhere,
It
right?
is. It is.
Everyone's doing early drinking today.
All right, and then Angela Krager. Angela, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking the beverage of basic white girls everywhere, Diet Coke.
Nice.
Is that a racist comment you just made there? That you're saying
Of course not. I
white
said
women only drink Diet Coke? Is
basic
that-
witches.
Okay, I'll just checking.
I like vanilla Coke Zero.
Just-
That's my preference.
Just checking. All right, and then of course we got our co-founder and producer behind the scenes. MJ's back behind the scenes, running the show. But let's go ahead and get to our esteemed guest. We've been taking way too long to get to this. Go ahead, Brady.
Yeah, so guys, we've got an unbelievable show for you today. We've got an Ohio native, Brandon Copic. He's a storm chaser. Well, first of all, Brandon, as a fellow Ohio native, it's amazing. I know Ohio gets a lot of hate on the national stage, so it's nice to have another person from Ohio on the show. So he started studying meteorology at the age of 12. But despite being terrified of storms when he was young. That's crazy. We're gonna have to get into that. You were inspired to chase by Norm Van Ness, who was a chief meteorologist at NBC Toledo 24, and Reed Timmer as well, who obviously has had some unbelievable chase videos. Brandon's been chasing for almost 16 years and is a full-time storm chaser providing streams for Fox Weather, which is awesome. Brandon, I've been watching you on YouTube lately, and you've been on an absolute heater, just putting out unbelievable content after just chasing storms, chasing blizzards lately, and then before that you were chasing hurricanes and pretty much getting everyone that I can remember that we had this year. How has it been for you this kind of summer and fall? What was your favorite stream, and what was your favorite storm to chase?
I mean, it's kind of hard to put it into perspective. I mean, we've chased so much. That's the hard part. But I just love the winter chases. A lot of the tornadoes this year, while they've been beautiful, have been devastating. And unfortunately, I've seen more fatalities this year than I have in the last 10 years of chasing, unfortunately. But I mean, I've been loving the winter storms. The hurricanes have been fun, but man, I can't stand being wet all the time. That's the hard part. So I enjoy the snow side because you just get to go out there and help people and just enjoy it, have fun with it.
So Brandon, are you on the road like 24/7? I know you have a family, you've got kids. Like, what is your schedule like?
I mean, it's all my own schedule. Jennifer, is working in media as well. That a lot of this, like my agreement with Fox, I am not employed by them. They can't direct me because that promotes liability, where they could be sued or something like that. So I'm all on my own schedule. It's all what I feel like chasing. But the whole thing that rolls around with YouTube and social media is, at the end of the day, the algorithm promotes people, and you want to be out there as much as you can, because at the end of the day, if you decide to skip chases, then your viewers will find somebody else that's providing more content and things like that. And has a lot to do with it. But I can tell you from what I was doing before this, my home life is so much better. I mean, it looks like it'll probably be, I don't know, another week or so before I go back out in the field, and I will have had 2 weeks straight off with my family, which is something that I would have never had before.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Brandon. That's like so amazing and so important, especially during the holidays. So, what was your first storm chase? What was that like?
Ooh, good question, Jen.
My first storm chase was May 7th, 2010, HP Supercells in Northwest Ohio, moving like 70 miles an hour. It was actually, Reed was actually out in Northwest Ohio with D1 back in those days, oddly enough. But it wasn't anything too fun. Just got a nice little shelf cloud. I was chasing in a 97 LHS that had a major power steering leak. So that was fun. It had no defrost, so I had to keep wiping the windshield. I had an Atlas, a weather radio. It was fun. I loved it. I was hooked from the beginning.
I love that. I remember going to libraries back in the day and like looking at radar.
Yeah, it really was a lot of just having my Atlas and listening to the weather radio and associating the counties and locations with where I saw on the Atlas, and it was a lot of difficulty doing all that back then. But it really taught you your instincts. You know, a lot of people just look at radar now and they're like, "That's where I need to go," but you're really honing your instincts when you don't have technology to save you.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I want to find out, Brandon, you know, everybody sees you, especially now, doing what you're doing now and the success you're having right now, which is great. But the question I think is how, for people to really understand, what does it take to get there, which, you know, anybody could do that if they really wanted to and wanted to commit to it. But, you know, for you, what was a little bit of your path to get to where you are now, right? How was that sausage made for you?
It was extremely difficult, stressful. I mean, like any endeavor, let's put that straightforward. It was exhausting. I had a lot of failures early on. You know, I first, when I started doing this full time, I was working with Ryan Hall, and everything was great, and there was income, but it just wasn't enough. I started my first actual YouTube channel, which was the one before this, and I got up to like 15,000 subscribers, but YouTube wouldn't monetize me. There was no reason. It just stayed in progress for 6 months. So I had no income from that. So I was relying on savings, and I saved about 15,000 before I did this full time. And when that all happened, then I had to start fresh, completely fresh, with a new YouTube channel and try and transfer the viewers over. And it was exhausting. It was difficult. There was a lot of financial hardship to begin with. And it took a long time to get to the point where I could actually start making money doing this. And a lot of it came from, you know, working with Radar Omega, Fox Weather. But my biggest income by far is YouTube. The viewers are the ones that support me, and I will be a viewer-funded storm chaser. And that's why I invest myself so much in the viewers and interacting with them, and, you know, showing them how grateful I am, because, you know, you get the times you go out and help people and people are like, "That's awesome." I'm like, "Well, you guys are the reason we get to do this, so you can't forget that." It's always reminding yourself where you came from. Whether I've got 1 million subscribers or one, I'm still gonna go moo, like it's gonna happen.
That's amazing. Brendan, we need to dive into that, where that moo came from. I'm assuming that's a chat thing. What my question is, when did you know? Like, what was the jumping off point where you were like, I can do this full time? Like, I'm sure it was scary at that point, right? Of stopping whatever you were doing and just saying, this is going to be how I make money. I think there's a lot of people, right, that are kind of similar. Like, how do I get to that point, and how do I know I'm at that jump off point?
Yeah, it was difficult, honestly. It was really a leap of faith, because before I was doing this, I was LTL, less than truckload truck driver. I worked for XPO Logistics. I pulled doubles and triples. I mixed that with I was also a fill-in supervisor. Actually, a lot of the terminals in our region here, ironically enough, as somebody who was pretty much at the lowest totem pole, I taught a lot of the people that are now in charge of other terminals. My manager and a lot of the higher up, the VP of our region, wanted me to go into management. I'm like, I'm just not passionate about it. I want to help people grow and become what they're meant to be in this career. But I just couldn't, I couldn't see myself sitting behind a desk, especially as you go into leadership opportunity. I got in trouble a lot when I was doing that because there was a lot of dock work and stuff like that, forklift stuff. And I loved it. I loved the leadership opportunity, but I'd be running a sector where we'd run, millions of pounds of freight every night. And I'd hop on a forklift and move freight with the guys that I'm in charge of. And they'd yell at me for that. My leadership would be like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, well, you can take my clipboard and I'll just work the dock. You guys can manage it. And they're like, no. Like they were real set, tried to calm me down, but I was a hothead with that stuff because I'm not the kind of person that can sit by and watch things happen. I'm a lead by example kind of person. And I actually was the first person to win 2 quarterly leader awards consecutive in the company. And then I put my 2-week notice in and left.
Wow.
So, they actually offered me a retirement position.
Wow.
The VP of the Midwest region,
Wow.
just earlier this winter, told me that if I wanted to, because I left the company full time, like I'm no longer affiliated with XPO, not that it's a bad thing, but I was offered a position by the VP of the Midwest region of our company and said, hey, if you want a position back with the company, we'll give it to you. You can just come work whenever you want to. Literally, no joke.
That's
Offered me to
amazing.
come in whenever the time allowed. But the problem was I left the job so I could have a better family life. I didn't have a good work-life balance. I was home every night, but I just didn't, I wasn't there. I was focused on work when I wasn't at work. And now when I get home, I shut everything off. I play with my kids. I let my wife sleep as much as she wants. Like I just enjoy it and enjoy it to the fullest extent. I loved what I did, but at the same time, my wife's the one who really allows me to do this. She was the one who told me to do this. I was terrified. To do this. I had about 12,000 in savings, right around there, and I burned all that up and maxed out my credit cards. And it's something that honestly, it's going to come different for each person, but it's going to take a leap of faith, and you're just going to have to decide that on your own. I can't say there's a magic number to save. I went through a lot of stuff. I went through a lot of debt. I went through a lot of stress with it. Like there was so much that went into it that I wanted to quit so many times. But the biggest person who actually pushed me to do it originally was Reed. Reed was great. He told me back in 2011, I had flooded the motor in my Dodge Charger chasing Ida. And Reed, yeah, that was my own fault. But Reed had helped me out. He picked me up and was like, I'll give you a ride to a car rental place and let me stay with him for a while. And he told me, get your social media going. That's how you got to get this going. And then it was, I want to say it was 2021 that the Cordell, Georgia tornado, just this little drill bit tornado in Georgia, absolutely phenomenal. That Vince had just started chasing full time back then. Vince Welty. I know you guys know Vince.
Yeah.
And he had just started going full time, and he's like, look, man, like we need to do this together. We need to stick together on this. Nobody else is doing this. Like we're at the head of this like YouTube storm chasing advance that nobody else had really taken advantage of. And we really bounced a lot of ideas off of each other from, I had a lot of experience in streaming because I've been streaming since 2011 back on the, you had TVN back in 15, but the good old, what was it? The WDT, I don't know what the IMAP tracker.
Mm-hmm.
So we really helped each other out on that aspect and just kind of said, screw it, I'm going to do this. And XPO offered me the opportunity to work when I felt like it, which is a weird thing. So I just be like, all right, well, I'm off for a week. I'm not making enough money. I'll come run the city or be a supervisor for a week. And it was great, but it took nothing but a leap of faith and God's grace, honestly.
Brandon, your story, like you would think your other job would have given you more home time, and a stronger family life than storm chasing. Like I was expecting the opposite, but I think, I love that you changed and your wife inspired you. And I hope you're seeing the comments in here because everyone loves you. Like they're talking about how humble you are, how inspiring you are.
And there's a lot of moves too.
Daniel, I saw Daniel's pop up. He's one of my mods, Rooster D. But I mean, I'm all the viewers are the ones that make it happen. It's not me. I am just the person that gets to be out there doing it. That's it. That's my viewers are the ones that make this happen for me. I don't do anything but drive around looking at rain. Like it's not that great. I don't do anything eccentric. I love my job because it gives me the ability and flexibility to help people, and that's what I love the most. That's all there is to it. I mean, people call me AAA because I just stop and help random people with flat tires. Like it's just
I'll keep
what
that
I'm
in mind.
passionate about. Yeah, I no joke.
I gotta get you on my speed dial.
anytime another storm chaser has an issue, well, I mean, Jordan knows how many times Reed called me about Dominator 3. It's like it's just what it is. People get a hold of me when something's going on, and I just go and help them. I have no problem dropping the chase if somebody has a flat they need help with or something like that. You know, it's just you got to be a good person out there. We all got to look out for one another. That's the big thing.
Yeah, no, that's true. So let's talk about Jordan Hall and you and what chases you've been on and any kind of fun things you can share about Jordan.
Oh yeah, we want to hear it all.
Yeah, or Jordan
Go
about
deep
Brandon.
with
Let's
me
have
and
that
Brandon.
conversation.
You want to start?
Jordan,
again,
you can
Brandon?
start. You can
No,
start.
you start, please.
Wait,
please.
wait,
This is
wait,
your
wait.
episode.
No. Me and Jordan had a rocky relationship early on. We had a really rocky relationship early on. You know, back when we wanted to box each other. And,
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was on social media? Yeah. Me and Jordan did not get along for a long time. I don't know what it was that was the turning point, but at some time we just kind of hugged it out. And we're like, all right, this isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it was weird. We had like we were probably there was anybody on social media that had beef in the weather community, it would always come back to me and Brandon. And I don't even remember how it started, but I know there was a point where it was just like, if I see him, it's going down. Like it was just crazy, and I don't even remember what it was, but we would just go after each other, and then it just one day it was like, okay, we both understand this is like childish. It's kind of funny, but we get along really well every time we see each other, like good friends. So it was like I don't even understand why we were fighting with each other.
Yeah, I honestly don't even remember what it all was, but I mean, we just had some sort of beef for whatever reason, and literally wanted to fight each other.
Did it ever get to that point? Like, did you guys ever box?
No.
Oh.
No, that was back in the Reed and Ryan
Calling
Hall
Netflix.
boxing thing, and
Calling
then everybody
Netflix.
was like, "Oh,
Yep.
Jordan and Brandon should box there,"
Yep.
because him and I just went at it with each other. But I have this way on social media that when people are hostile with me, I just make it as awkward as possible. And I know Jordan knows that. Like, I will make it so awkward that they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you," and I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'd like that."
There's
And
people that were like, are they fighting or are they about to kiss each other on social media?
yep,
Like,
exactly.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Little S&M going on there, I think.
Oh, whoa.
That sounds like interesting.
That's amazing. So you guys have made up, and have you guys helped each other out and done different things? Like explain like the relationship now, post, ready to throw some punches.
I mean, I'd just say it's cordial. I mean, Jordan's given me a lot of advice when it comes to like the drone stuff and all that. Because lately I'd been like feathering the line of a Part 107 or not, and it was clear that I was honestly violating the Part 107, and I don't have my 107. So I need to get, like, Jordan's like, "Hey man, like you should probably go get that." And I was like, "Yeah, that probably I wanted to do it, hadn't done it yet." And now Jordan's like, "Yeah, you should definitely get it done. Here's some information. I'll help you if you want to study and all that stuff." And it's really been helpful with that. I mean, it's the same thing, and I know he'd do the same for me. But if he needed anything, I'm always back.
Yep.
I'm here for him
Exactly.
too.
We had some fun
I love
times
it.
fixing a Dominator a couple times, doing stuff with that too. So
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting a little excited here talking about all this fighting and kissing and making up that we're doing. So I got to cool down. We're going to take a short little break here, and we're going to be right back with more from Brandon. Stay tuned.
Mesoscaleforecast.com brings us StormNet, a state-of-the-art deep learning model designed to revolutionize severe weather forecasting. The innovative tool is tailored to provide unparalleled real-time predictions of severe weather events, including probability of wind, hail, and tornadoes. And now they've added hurricane vision. a cutting-edge hurricane track and intensity prediction system that uses deep artificial intelligence to predict the track and future intensity of tropical cyclones. You've seen us use it on our Storm Front Freaks live outbreak coverage with meteorologist Stormcat 5. Now you can use it as well. Visit mesoscaleforecast.com and access live data subscriptions. Plus, when you enter the code Stormfront, you'll receive a 10% discount for life. Yes, for life. Go to mesoscaleforecast.com.
The Stormfront Freaks is now available on the Weather Store. Come shop our catalog of shirts, hats, and hoodies, all with our Stormfront Freaks logo and Outbreak logo. Plus, you'll find all your other favorite weather geek and storm chasing gear, footwear, and accessories. Visit the Weather Store at thewxstore.com, the exclusive supplier of the Stormfront Freaks.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
This is making me hungry.
Delicious things to eat. The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Wasn't enough time.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. That's Stormcat 5 you're hearing in the background with the subliminal messages.
Sorry.
That he's obviously hungry. Brady, that's a personal problem, I think.
I'm starving.
Go ahead and take care of that. But we're back here with Storm Chaser Brandon Copic. Brandon, so you're obviously an Ohio native, and you had to cut your teeth on Ohio storms. I'm sorry to hear. That is a treat in and of itself in this part of the Midwest, because I live here as well. Give me some tips. What are some tips for chasing in Ohio and in this part of the country? And I don't even want to talk about south of Ohio, Kentucky, stuff like that. That's crazy. Let's talk Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
And Brandon, what part of Ohio were you from, too?
Toledo. I'm from Toledo.
Okay, cool.
So I'm northern Ohio. Yeah, I mean, Ohio's the best. That's all there is to it. There's no debating it. Anybody can say what they want. Ohio's the best. I mean, honestly, it's all about learning what's going to happen out here, because honestly, I think that's why people that chase in the Midwest end up getting so successful at it. Not to be egotistical, but like the Midwest has so much in the way of different variety of storms. You know, I want to say my first high risk chase was October 25th or 26th, 2010. It was a high risk for wind, and it was a massive squall line that did like 70 miles an hour.
That's
like I remember that. Yeah, it does suck. That was my first high risk chase. I want to say that was my first. My first chase was on a moderate risk day. So and that was back before enhanced and all that. But Ohio, you just kind of got to go out there and do it. I mean, I would say I did some early on chasing was pre-chasing. I did chase a lot of like rain showers early on in my career. I wouldn't even call it a career. It was a hobby at that point. But I did a lot of that to learn storm structure too. I mean, there's a lot that goes in with storm chasing. You guys know you gotta learn the basics, and you really should hone in your instincts and your self-awareness before you go and get into the big stuff, so to speak. I mean, my first plains plains tornado, Gabe Garfield just posted about it. Cooperton, Oklahoma, back in 2012? Friday the 13th, 2012. That thing was an unwarned monster tornado that had it ended up producing like 3 different tornadoes in a circle of each other, and we were in such a bad spot. We were flooring it in reverse from the tornado, and then there was another one coming around behind us. We literally were flooring it in reverse. So it was me, Chris Heater, Evan Hatch. We had Michael Hollinger, Bo Hope, and of course Aaron Rigsby. We were all together on that chase, and it was insane. But you know, sometimes you got to learn the hard way, unfortunately. But safety needs to be key of the utmost importance.
So, Brandon, what are some tools and things you use to like forecast? I know you do instinct too, and I'm the same way. Like, yes, you can look at the radar and everything, but it's also just being out there in the elements and just analyzing everything yourself. But what do you like make sure you bring with you every chase? What do you always look at? And also describe a time where like everyone was like, we're gonna go this on this cell and chase this, and you went the opposite way and you ended up getting like the big tornado.
Oh, that would take some thinking to figure out what kind of event was like that. I've had a couple, but like I'll have to think about one that comes to mind. But I mean, it's hard because I go into it with I like to look at the forecast the day before, and I feel the problem I have that I think a lot of people have, but they don't kind of get out of their comfort zone, is a lot of people like to look at the HRRR every hour of the chase day. And then you just get stuck in, okay, well, composite says it's here. I like to look at more of a broad look at the environment to see what the general dynamics are for it. Obviously, and my vehicle is a mobile office. I mean, I've got so much stuff in here. I'm on my laptop, cameras, all the modems. I've got a monitor above me for the stream. I've got my encoder. I've got my radio. My favorite thing, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the background, but that would be my light bars. And there's so much that goes into it, but there's so much that I have. But I'll have to get back with you on the making a decision that somebody else didn't, that everybody else, because I think the only real one I had wasn't really a well-chased chase like event. It was the August 24th, 2016. Outbreak in Northwest Ohio and Northern Indiana, the Kokomo EF3. I chased an EF3 in Woodburn, Indiana that went all the way up to Defiance, Ohio. And that was a lot of kind of now casting as opposed to the models, because the models did not catch it the day of. But that was also a closer to home chase.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's awesome, though. I love that. I love that you have the specific memory, as many storm chasers do, of the exact date. Not just the year, not just the month, the exact date, which is fascinating.
So Brandon, I got a question for you. So, well, first of all, I think as I'm finding out, like YouTube chats are amazing, YouTube communities are amazing, and it sounds like you have an unbelievable community that is, I mean, a lot of you guys are in the chat right now, which is awesome to see. Two things I saw. One, what's Moo? Like, what's the Moo thing? Where did that come from? And then two, I've seen you on Vince's stream too with like a chainsaw. Could you describe both of those things for me?
Well, the Moo thing, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's my internet cutting out a little bit, but the Moo thing originated from a Supercell, and I want to say it was May 2021, northwest of Salina, Kansas. It was right off of 70. I was just sitting there watching the storm just produce tornado after tornado. Honestly, it was kind of boring. Just sitting there, not doing anything. And I was just sitting there, and then a herd of cows came up and started mooing at me. So I grabbed my mic, and I just grabbed my PA and started mooing back at them while there were tornadoes being produced in front of me.
It's amazing.
And the chainsaw thing, I don't know specific about the chainsaw thing. I mean, I do try and cut up a lot of trees, but I'm no expert on that. Like,
you try and cut up a lot of trees, like you're going out in your backyard, just kind of.
Well, no, Phil, it's the most incredible thing. Like, literally, you're watching them on stream, and there'll be, especially after like a hurricane, there'll be a tree in the middle of the road, and literally, like, Brandon will just go out and just, all right, I'm gonna, cut it up and clear the road. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I've got two chainsaws in the back of my car right now. I've got two. I've got two. You gotta have a backup. I mean, of
course.
I've got two chainsaws in the back of my car amongst full toolkits, like everything you can imagine. I keep in my vehicle because of the fact that doing this full time, you quickly learn that you have to become your own mechanic. You have to solve your own problems and all that stuff. And I mean, the big reason, obviously, I go out there to help people and stuff like that. And we wanted to. It was actually something Vince and I discussed, and that we just decided to start doing ourselves, was keeping a chainsaw with us so we could help emergency vehicles like get through to devastated areas when they can't because there's a tree down in the road. And a lot of it actually came from as well, more selfishly speaking, a lot of it came from, okay, well, I don't feel like doing a 45-minute detour to get back on this storm. I'll just cut the tree, get it out of the way, and then I can keep going.
I get that. I totally get that. So have you ever caught yourself when you're chasing blizzards and you're in snow, like cold conditions? Have you ever like slid out of control or found yourself in a dangerous kind of scary situation there, or with people like sliding and hitting you or making it scary for you?
Well, there was one incident last year specifically. I think it was in January. There was a guy who got stuck in the snow, and I helped him get unstuck. I was just pushing him, but it was on an interstate, and
Yeah.
he was just kind of stuck. And which is, everybody sees light bars, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have them." But 99% of what it is me being AAA and helping people and having it for that purpose and stuff like that. But I pulled over to help this guy, and it got rough. There was a semi truck that was passing a plow, which they weren't supposed to, and the guy tried to blame it on the plow, but the semi truck came over and almost hit me as I was walking back to my car from helping the guy, and then hit the
Wow.
Charger that just got out of the snow. Nobody was hurt, thankfully. Everything was good, but the cops were not happy with that guy, and I was like, well, I've got all the video that you need. So, and they're like, okay. And then they looked at the video on my laptop for like 2 seconds. And they're like, why was this guy trying to pass a plow on the right where the guy wasn't supposed to be in the first place? And
Yeah.
it's just, there's been a lot of scary incidents like that. And that's one thing that really, I'm honestly worried about things the most, because I get underneath vehicles to like hook up to their control arms and stuff like that to pull them out. And my biggest fear is that while I'm doing that, somebody hits me, something
Yeah.
like that. And that's always a big fear, but I mean, I want to help people, and I'm not going to let fear get in the way of that.
I love
Brandon, I got a quick question. So, just getting to know Vince and getting to know Jordan and a lot of the other storm chasers, it is so impressive to me how you guys know so much about cars, about electrical, like just being able to on the road, like diagnose your problems and figure it out, right? Because ultimately, sometimes you're stuck and it's just you, and you got to be able to do it. Like, what are you? Give us an idea about your car, your hookups. Like, maybe give us like a brief tour of what your car is, and like what's the next thing you're adding to your storm chasing vehicle.
So a lot of the things, it's personally, so my vehicle's an '09 Tahoe. A lot of people like the newer vehicles. I actually steered towards getting an older vehicle because these older style vehicles are so much easier to work on. Most of the stuff is like 2 bolts, boom, you're done. With the equipment we have, like the inverters, I've got my stream switcher, radio, light bar controller. I've got a 200 scanner in here to listen to police. I've got so much stuff in here that it runs my batteries down, and I've got 2 batteries on this car. So the alternator really has to keep up, and I'll typically go through an alternator like every year, but that's usually due to my crappy wiring. But when I do that stuff, like in this vehicle, I can switch out my alternator in like 15 minutes. But in my old Explorer, I would have to either my 2013 Explorer, I would either have to take out the whole fan assembly, or B, I had to drop the subframe and the AC compressor just to get the alternator out. And on this now, the alternator's 2 bolts and 1 on the back that gives it power. Pop those off, slap a new one back in, bolts back on. I really pretty much chose this vehicle because of the fact that if I break down on the side of the road, I can get it fixed and rolling within 10 minutes.
Wow. Well, I got news for you. I can't do that, and I have a lot of respect for anyone that can, because my first thing, instead of fixing it, is just call AAA.
Well, that would be Brandon, I guess. So let's. I want to go around the horn here and get our VIP friends to get a chance to ask questions as well. Dan, I'll start with you. I know you're not feeling well, but you got a question for Brandon?
Sure, thank you. So Brandon, what advice would you give some of the youngsters watching the show that want to kind of follow in your footsteps?
The biggest thing is I would save up beforehand, or really try and get your social media going before you start doing this full time. That's a big thing, but I think the biggest thing I can tell anybody wanting to do this is be yourself. The viewers love original people. have fun. Don't change who you are. You know, a lot of people comment because when I do my hits with Fox, I am this like, you know, I don't want to say uptight, but I'm like by the book when I do my interviews. I'm very professional. You know, on air is, you got to do two different things. I try and have fun, but you know what it's like, Jen, especially in the broadcast industry. So the big thing for me is be yourself. Don't change who you are to fit a narrative of other storm chasers. Don't stop being you. Have fun with what you do, and everything else will flow naturally. I mean, that's all you can really do. That's the biggest thing I can say. Just keep being you and enjoying what you do, and everything else will fall in line.
I love it.
Thanks.
Phil's muted. Phil's muted and he's locked in right now.
Yeah,
all
he
right,
is.
on to the
I'm
next.
sorry,
on-
Garrett. Here I am. I'm saying, Garrett, you're
Garrett.
muted. Garrett, I don't hear you, Garrett. It was me.
Dan,
Mark that one down, MJ.
On it a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I'd say my question, you know, apart from, you know, starting out, what would be probably your key tips for maximizing your budget when you're starting out to chase like this?
Well, a lot of it is going to be, you know, picking your days that are going to be more likely, especially that's something that I had to balance out. Because the hard thing is, which is, you know, Corey Gherkin's another person in our group. The hard thing is, like, as more people flood the market, it's harder to grow. So a lot of people have that issue. I know a lot of storm chasers, I used to do it. They sleep in their cars. They've got mattresses set up in the back. I used to do some of that. I mean, I explicitly remember there was a long grind from Arkansas. Vince and I chased in Arkansas. Then we drove up to chase another moderate risk in Minnesota the following day, and then had to drive back to Arkansas in 2021 or 2022. I think it was, but we used to just park next to each other and sleep in our cars, and we'd knock on each other's window if somebody woke up. That way we make sure we hit the road. But the key is just, you got to do what you can comfortably. If you can't make strategic decisions and safe decisions by sleeping in your car, I wouldn't advise that. It's a good way to save money, but you have to be safe at the end of the day. So it really comes down to, are you willing to sacrifice some creature comforts? I mean, I did a lot of that early on, but you really have to see what works for you with what you're willing to sacrifice. You know, don't dump money into your technology is the first thing. A lot of people that are starting out, you can do it with a phone. You can start a YouTube channel with a phone. Like you can do, it's all about what you are capable with and what you're comfortable with, and just figure out what's not necessary to start, and then continue to build off of that and invest. Because that's what I do on every stream. I mean, I saved up a lot for this, but I just had to invest $6,400 in a camera, a news like marketing camera, like the ones you see on any news chase vehicle. It's a PTZ with a wiper, and it was not cheap, and it took a lot of saving, but it's an investment into the live stream that's necessary to continue to promote growth.
Cool. All right, Angela, you got a shot. What do you got?
So what is the best and worst advice you've ever received?
Best and worst for a fight. I think easily the best would be trust your gut. Trust your gut. Always trust your gut. If you focus too much on what everybody else's opinion, then you'll start ignoring what your own gut is telling you. And more times than not, your first instinct is right. Once you start second guessing yourself, that's where you start having problems. Worst advice I'd probably been given was quit. I had many people who were like, I don't know that you're going to make this. Like, you're doing great, but nobody ever explicitly told me to quit, but they were kind of just like, well, it doesn't seem like it's working out. You kind of just have to have faith in yourself for these kind of things. Nobody knows what you're going through. That's the big thing. I can't think of any other like advice that I could say was badly given blatantly off the top of my head.
That's good. That's awesome.
Oh my God, what is that?
Whoa, that's the sound, Brandon. That's the sound. It's time for our lightning round. This is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions that we always get to play with our guests. And tonight,
he's putting on a hat.
Look at him. Dude, is that your lightning round cap?
It's reflective, very reflective.
Okay. Very good. All right. So tonight, by Jordan's request, Jordan said this is a game we need to play with you. We're going to bring back good old Dirty Minds.
Oh,
Dirty
yes.
Minds.
I do not. And of course, now of all the time.
Yeah, so this is so how this game works. I don't know if you know this game. Jordan's a pro at it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you the name of something, just a normal thing. Or actually, I take that back. I'm not giving you the name of that. You're trying to guess that. I'm going to be giving you some clues that might start directing you down a different path. Okay, for example, like this one, the thing you're trying to guess is mustache, right? But I'm going to give you 5 clues for you to guess what that is. You got it? So here's how I'll do it. These all 3 of these kind of relate a little bit to Christmas and the holidays. So it gives you a little bit of a clue automatically. But I'm going to give you the first 3 clues for you to try to guess. If you don't get it, I'm going to give you the 4th clue. Give you a quick shot to guess it. If you don't get it, I'll give you the final clue. If you can't figure it out, then I'm going to open it up to the rest of the team to let them try to guess. Does that make sense?
It does. I think I'm going to fail at this astronomically.
Prepare yourself, Brandon. This
So
is
here we go.
Value.
Here's the first item you're trying to guess. Here are the first 3 clues. You'll find me hanging below your belt. You have to open your zipper to get me off. What? And if I'm too tight, it's hard to get me off.
How am I supposed to focus with questions like that?
Hey, dude, I don't know where your mind's going. This is just a pretty common answer. Come on.
This game is unhinged.
Okay. Go again with the clues.
Wow, I really threw you out there. All right, so I'm going to now give you the 4 clues. You'll find me hanging below your belt. You have to open your zipper to get me off. If I'm too tight, it's hard to get me off. And if I'm too small, you can't get me up.
Jordan, do you have a
Nothing?
guess?
All right, here's the 5th clue. Fifth and final clue.
I can't answer this. Gone.
If I'm really long, I could drag on the ground. What do you got? Anything? Oh! Judges, yes. Judges says yes. You got your answer in just on time.
Safe.
You got your answer in just on time.
Nice,
That was
Brandon.
pants. All right, here's the next one. First 3 clues. Later, you can have me for sloppy seconds. Oh, no. I can come in your mouth on national holidays.
Oh.
And if I get too hot, I can get a little dry.
I love this game.
Okay, nothing. All right, here's the 4th clue.
Like some sort of food.
The bigger my breast size, the more you want me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Garrett's got it. Garrett's got it. I see it in the private chat.
I heard it. I heard it. Turkey. Turkey. Who said turkey? Was that you, Brandon?
I did, but Garrett's got it in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now this is for Brandon to guess until he can't. Until he can't. The last clue is if you eat me, you have to undo your pants.
The chat was on that one.
All right. All right, Brandon, here we go. Last one. Here's the top 3 clues. I might need a fudge packer to finish me off.
Oh. What even is that? What is that? Oh.
I didn't screen these ahead of time. I should have. My balls could taste sour in your mouth.
What? What's going on?
And if I'm hard enough, you could suck on me for hours.
Are you guys good for me to guess?
Yeah. After the first 3 clues, you got your first shot.
Okay, Jordan Hall.
No.
Whoa!
All right, here's clue number 4. Bite me hard and I could cream all over your face.
Oh my gosh.
Clue number 5, last one. You like it when I come in your Easter basket.
I'm not...
All right, you got it. What is it, Brandon?
It remains the same.
Jordan Hall. Yeah. All right, it's open up, everybody. What is it?
Good job.
What do you think?
Cadbury egg. Garrett's got Cadbury egg. Everyone
Nope.
thinks Cadbury eggs.
They just throw me for a curve, and I can't think about anything else.
Tell you what. I'll give it to you. It's candy. Cadbury eggs kind of covers candy. Angela said she got it. I didn't hear you though, Angela. You're like big talk but no action. Like I didn't hear anything out of you.
This sounds just like our Twitter interactions.
In the chat, I'm not. Chat doesn't count. Chat's cheating. I'm not all about chat and cheating. But anyway, great job, Brandon. You were what, 2 for 3? I should probably just give you Jordan Hall on that too. That's judges.
Yes.
Judges. Yeah, judges say Jordan Hall could count for that third answer as well.
What was the final score of that? Was anyone actually keeping score?
It was like 2. He got 2 out of 3. That was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's 67%. All right, so Brandon, do us a favor for everybody watching and listening. Where can they follow you and find all your streams and all that good stuff?
Obviously, on YouTube, just Storm Chaser Brandon Copic, youtube.com/@BrandonCopicWX. Same thing on Twitter or X, however you want to call it, is @BrandonCopicWX all together. And Facebook's the same thing, @BrandonCopicWX.
Sounds great. All right, so hey, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we got Weather Trollbot 5000, so bring your earmuffs, everybody. Put those kitties, earmuffs on the kitties.
Oh, no.
Don't miss Vintage Stormfront Freaks.
This one here, we do have a few dents in the new Suburban, but my truck, that hood's a trophy.
You might as well put 2 GoPros on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What it looks like.
So I'm like, I'm going to drive this thing into a tornado, and then they all start laughing.
Good. You'll be the only sober one by the end of the night.
In a world where tornadoes and hurricanes and blizzards run rampant, destroying everything in their path, one man and one team of freaks stands in their way, covering it all on one show.
We have a confirmed tornado
from afar and from up close. That man is Stormcat 5. That team is the Stormfront Freaks. And that show, this show, is Outbreak. And Outbreak starts.
Hi, my name is Vincent Ledabina. I'm the Aurora guy, and this is Stormfront Freaks.
Let's take a drive under the moon. Let's take a drive under the somber skies. Let's take a drive under the moon.
All right, it's that time of the show. It's weather fool time.
Woohoo! It's one of my favorite parts of the show. Okay, so weather fools. What are weather fools? They're people that we find doing stupid things. Sometimes they're us. Sometimes they're Brady. Sometimes they're somebody else you see. Probably Phil. But these are people where we find videos and it's like, what were you even thinking? Why would you try and do that? So we've got, usually have a huge selection, but we just have one gem for you today. We have one amazing.
I've got one too, Jen.
Oh, yay. We've got 2. We've got 2 for you from Phil and Brady. So actually, I'm going to pull up Phil's first, I think. And
yeah, Brady gave MJ a lot of time to pull his up.
Sorry,
I'm sure.
MJ.
So,
I've got my screen. You can just share.
So I got this one from Fuzzy, shared this with us. I call this Learn from My Complete Failure. This is our Turnaround Don't Drown campaign where some SUV thinks they can drive through this flooded tunnel. Yeah. And no, they can't. And they go super fast. Like, do you see how fast they were trying to barrel through that? Like, that'll be better?
Yeah. And that was this week, though, wasn't it? Or last week? Where was this? Was this?
I don't know.
Where was this?
I don't know. And the reason I don't have like 5 of these like I normally do is I haven't been on social media much, Brandon. I've kind of failed you on that whole get on social media
Well, I can give you one better. I've done that twice.
Yeah, I know. Here's the fun thing. It's like, we
two motors to water. So
yeah, we call these weather fools, but all of us, like Jen was referring to, we've all done stupid ass stuff.
Things. Yeah. And they're
In
destroying
weather.
their motors at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
yeah, they really don't like water.
Yeah. But like you think you can drive through it, but it's just even the splash coming up, even if it doesn't reach your engine, like the splash, it just destroys it. It's not good
The
at all.
intake, that's all it takes. My first experience was in my truck back in 2016. It wasn't anything I expected. I was coming around a blind curve at night in Louisiana, and I just happened to flow through the water, and it wasn't even that deep, but it splashed into the intake, sucked it into the motor. That ruined that. The Charger incident was actually only a small puddle during Hurricane Ida. And
Really?
I was like, well, I was dumb. I thought if you floor it, that's better. And clearly I was wrong.
It happens to everyone. You live and you learn. So I understand completely. Now, Brady apparently is going to go on a flight now and take us. Brady, where are we going?
So my weather fool, if you guys can see this here, guys, this is someone named Jordan Hall tweeted this. So he took a picture at an airport of planes and then posted it online and tried to say it was drones. He really got roasted, and a lot of the comments were saying, that's not a drone, Jordan. That's an American Airlines plane. So Jordan is just another, in the many people that are posting videos that are just wrong on Twitter, Jordan's just another casualty. So he's my weather fool this week.
Look at
I
Sierra.
love that.
Sierra's all in this.
So awesome.
Look at the comment, the first comment. Sierra's in on this.
Oh gosh. So it seems like Jordan and Sierra are our weather fools for the week. So.
Oh my God, I love Sierra. That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's so awesome. All right, so you can catch these amazing clips and more on episode 225. Go to stormfrontfreaks.com.
Okay, we brought her back in from the garage, folks. We've got Weather Trollbot 5000 joining us tonight. For those of you that aren't familiar, we haven't actually had her on for a while, but Weather Trollbot, we found her at a garage sale, kind of a basic old kind of toy robot that we found, and we've had the ability to repurpose her to be able to and program her to look at all the times our weather friends get trolled in social media, and our weather friends respond nice and professional. But you really know that our weather friends, that's probably not what they were thinking when they responded so nice and professional. So what Weather Trollbot's been programmed to do is really calculate and figure out what they were really thinking and to be able to share that with us. So looking forward to this tonight, as I know all of you are as well. We've got a couple I want to share with you. The first one comes from, I think, friend of most all of us here tonight, Daniel Shaw. You guys might know Daniel Shaw, storm chaser from Australia. He's been on our show a few times. I would assume this was probably from YouTube, but it came from Jim Hawk 2740, and he responded to one of Daniel's videos and said, pretty boring.
Oh,
pretty boring. And Brandon and Jordan, I'm sure you've probably gotten, ridiculous comments like that as well. What did they say? They said never read the comments. But Daniel did. He did read the comments, and he did respond. And it was pretty decent. He said, hey, I recommend you do not take up chasing, spotting, or any other weather-related activity, as you will likely become bored quickly. I should have added 20-plus hours of driving on freeways before the editing actually commenced to keep it more realistic.
Nice.
Right?
I like it.
So, I mean, he didn't burn the guy, but guys, we know Daniel. That's probably not what he was thinking. And the cool part about Trollbot 5000 is she's going to be able to interpret this. I do want to share with you all. I tweak Weather Trollbot every once in a while, and I tweaked her this past week to sound like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, no.
So thanks to Disney, Weather Trollbot now has a new voice. So let's go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to type this in. And then Weather Trollbot's got to compute this all. And she's going to come back with a response.
Here's what Daniel was really thinking. I shit my ass beads out laughing so hard at your comment. keep watching the videos of storms because a pickled shit like you would never make it as a chaser.
Daniel does take me as a beads kind of person.
He does, yeah, he's an anal bead kind of guy, I guess.
That was good. That was awesome.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to warn you again. If you have kids, put the earmuffs on. Whoops. I was a little late on that warning, especially with Mickey. With Mickey as the voice, that just ruined it for a lot of people right there. All right.
Different kind of clubhouse.
That was unhinged. That was freaky.
All right. So here we go. Here's the other one I have to share to you tonight. And again, we've always mentioned we should call this the Ginger Z Weather Trollbot 5000. Because Ginger shares a lot of her trolls and the responses to her trolls. Always professional, but here we go. This comes from, I think this is, I don't know, Twitter, maybe Twitter X. Little Buddy 50. Little Buddy 50. He says, someone needs plastic surgery. Oh. And Ginger Z responded, why? Oh. And it's like she's trolling the troll, which is kind of funny here. But Little Buddy came back and said, age is definitely catching up to you. You look like a female Joe Biden, like an avocado that's been in the sun for too long.
Oh,
jeez. That's terrible.
And so Ginger, kind and professional, right? I mean, she gets this crap all the time. And I think she has fun with this. But she said, hey, but I love avocados. Why is age such a negative thing? I thought we were changing the narrative. Perhaps Little Buddy didn't get the note.
Oh.
Little Buddy Diapers. Is that maybe what he was named after?
I know, Little Buddy Diapers.
That's
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
I wonder
for
if
Christmas.
it's Little Buddy because it's a different nickname.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, and Ginger might have been catching. Ginger might have been catching on. Yeah, we're way past PG. We left that a long time ago when we were playing the lightning round. But anyway, let's plug this into Trollbot and see what Trollbot really thinks was going on. Got to type that in, and then Trollbot's got to compute.
Here is what Ginger was really thinking. I got news for your shriveled dick. Your nut stack will be a little avocado soon.
All right.
I mean, if it gets cold enough, we all get there.
Oh my God.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, Brandon.
Shrinkage. Oh
my God, that is hilarious.
All right. So weather Trollbot. I don't know how to make. Let us know in the chat what you think of the Mickey voice. If I should change that up next time. You know, we had one time we had a little kid's voice do weather Trollbot, and that was really strange.
That was
Hampton.
that was bad.
But yeah, share guys. If you see any of our weather friends getting trolled and them responding nicely and kind back, share that with us on Twitter. Or Blue Sky, just search Stormfront Freaks, share that with us, and you might hear it on our next Weather Trollbot.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
You've got mail, baby, yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's check the Freak fan box. We got a few to share with you all tonight. We got one from our good friend Fuzzy on Twitter. He said, great episode as always. Poor Jen, she did great. This was Jen's takeover, by the way. Oh, yeah. Poor Jen, because she wasn't feeling well. She was losing her voice, but it was good. He said, hope you feel better, Jen, Phil, and Serena. Looking forward to Maz's episode. We'll always be with you guys, even on Patreon. An OG fan since day one and still will be.
Oh, I love that. Yay.
So thanks, Fuzzy. And then we got another one from Fuzzy with our Edgar O'Neill show. He said, show title, How Edgar O'Neill Got Kicked Out of Bible School. Laugh my ass off. Great show as always with the Freaks. Once again, it was nice to see the OGs, Dan and Angela on the show. Dirty Minds game show was so fun. We had to pull that one back. We need Trollbot to come back again. So tonight, Fuzzy, that was for you. Bring
Fuzzy,
Trollbot
you're awesome.
back.
I love you, Fuzzy.
We got a note also on the Edgar show. Tanya Griffin said, "What a great show" on YouTube. So thank you, Tanya. Carly, one of our mods, she on Twitter said, "What a fantastic episode of the Stormfront Freaks podcast with the one and only Edgar O'Neill." Hunter on Twitter said, "Edgar O'Neill top 5 episode of all time. What a show tonight."
Wow.
Elena on Twitter said Stormfront Freak Show tonight was awesome. Edgar was incredible, and I had a very good laugh during the lightning round. Go subscribe to their YouTube. They were 10 subs away from 5,000.
Nice.
And then last, that was it. So do us a favor. Hey, mention us or tag us at Stormfront Freak in your next Twitter post, or now on Blue Sky. So if you're on Blue Sky, you can tag us there. And you might hear it on the next episode as well. And folks, I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks Live. Thanks for tuning in, watching, or listening, however it is you consume the content. Do us a favor, Brady.
Yeah.
What should they do?
Guys, I want you to take your mouse and smash the like and subscribe button as much as you possibly can. Although make sure if you do it twice, you do it a third time so that it actually takes.
Good advice as always from Stormcat
Exactly,
5. Oh,
Brandon's got the hang of it.
Brandon's triple smash on that one. That was good. Thanks to our special guest tonight, Brandon Copic. Brandon, thank you. Awesome. We appreciate you taking the time here as we come to the holidays, and also our special guest Jordan coming in as well. Jordan, it was great to have you on too. Freaks, let's go around and figure out how people can find and follow you. Jen, I'm going to start with you.
Woo! Cheers. You can find me Jennifer Weather,
Getting
Instagram,
drunk on that coffee.
TikTok, at @JWatson_WX on X.
Awesome, Stormcat.
Yeah, so here we're on YouTube here at the Stormfront Freaks, obviously. On other social medias, I'm at Stormcat5 with an underscore. We're still working on getting the original Stormcat5, who has been taken by someone who likes cats.
Keep working on it. Keep working on it. All right, Jordan Hall, how can people find and follow you, sir?
Yes, Storm Chaser Jordan Hall on Facebook, and then on Twitter and other social medias, it's just Jordan Hall WX.
Woohoo!
Cool. Let's hit our VIPs. Garrett Beverly.
Easiest way is just to go to my photography website, garrettbeverly.com, and it'll have all my social media links at the bottom to YouTube and Instagram and I believe Twitter as well. So,
it's a great site.
Sounds good. It's a great site.
It is.
The site. I thought you were referring to Twitter or the social media site. But Dan Wallace, how about you, buddy?
Right here on YouTube at Dan Wallace WX.
You got to do some green screen practice there.
Yeah. Dan's got a lot of great videos, guys. Go check it out. Dan's got a lot of amazing videos, so go check him out on YouTube.
All right, Angela Krager.
Right there.
I'm XJAngel89 on Twitter and What the Girl on TikTok and Instagram, and I have dabbled so slightly with posting a couple of videos on YouTube.
Nice.
So I'm pretty sure you can just look up my name.
That's cool.
That's
Well, I'll tell you
awesome.
what, we're finishing up 2024, and I just want to hit Jen and Brady quick. Jen, what's something significant from this past year that you're most proud of or excited about?
Oh my gosh, that is one heck of a question. I feel like there's so many things. I was actually thinking about earlier today. We went to the top Mount Washington and recorded the podcast. I think that was such an amazing way to kick off the new year. But there's just been so many moments. Storm Chase with the Stormfront Freaks, seeing Twisters in New York City with the actors and everything like that. Like so many epic moments and chases and things. So it's kind of everything. The year was great.
Cool. All right, Brady, how about you? What's a highlight of 2024?
Yeah, I just think it was getting to meet. I've known a lot of the freaks for a long time, but getting to meet like the whole weather community and a lot of the chasers, Jordan, Brandon, now you and Vince, and obviously others. It's been an unbelievable year for me because I just think I was kind of on the outside of the community looking in, and now I feel like I'm starting to kind of meet people and actually become a part of the community. So it's just amazing to have that. And I think we've done a lot of really awesome things on YouTube. And so I'm really grateful to everyone in this crew, as well as everyone in the viewing audience. You guys have been amazing. So everyone that's been kind of with us day one here at YouTube, and everyone that continues to ride with us, and everyone that's new here, a lot of you guys are amazing people and supporting people like Brandon and Jordan, and keep it up, because a lot of that it really affects people. And so it's been a great year for all of us here at the Stormfront Freaks and for weather in general.
Awesome. So I'll tell you what, Jen, we're starting off 2025 with still a Death Star explosion bang, but it's not going to be from atop Mount Washington. Our next show is going to be January 2nd, and we're bringing back the movie commentaries that we've done. And we're doing our movie commentary episode on Twisters.
Woohoo!
So we've got National Weather Service member as well as consultant to the film, Rick Smith, is also going to be joining us while we kind of get around, and we're going to watch the film together and comment on it and everything else. So that is going to be live on January 2nd. It's going to be a little bit different time, probably a little bit earlier. But again, you got to jump on patreon.com/StormfrontFreaks and become a member. Even if to start off, it's a free member, because that's where we'll post, where you will be able to watch that live. Otherwise, you'll be able to listen to it on the podcast that weekend, as always. So that will be available on our audio podcast. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a great way to start off the year. Bring your popcorn, your soda, and if you want to put something in your soda, that's good too. So those of you watching, hey, stick around. We've got our after show party coming up. But for Jen and Brady, Garrett, Dan, Jordan, Brandon, and Angela, and MJ back there in the studio, I'm going to signal the all clear. We'll catch you guys next year. Good night, everybody.
Peace. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Later, nerds.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. You can watch our bi-weekly show live on youtube.com/StormfrontFreaks and download the audio version on your favorite podcast player. For links to our Patreon team of exclusive benefits, show notes, past shows, new videos, merchandise, and more, visit our website at stormfrontfreaks.com. While you're there, check out our interactive Chaser radar from our friends at zoomradar.com. If you'd like to contact us with questions or make comments about the show, shoot us an email to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Search for Stormfront Freaks. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time and tell a friend about the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Now I'm hungry again.
Go ahead, Brady. Make that order. Do the Grubhub or whatever you're using.
Do it, Brady. I love it.
So, Brandon, hey, great job. Do me a quick favor before we get chit-chatting here too much. Can you do a little sound plug? MJ, I keep forgetting to do this because we don't do breaks anymore. But if you could give a little sound plug, say, this is Storm Chaser Brandon Copic, and this is the Stormfront Freaks.
Hold on, I got to get some H2O before I
There,
do that.
do it.
I got to get that voice.
Do it, brother.
Do it. We believe in you, Brandon.
All right, wait, what was that you wanted me to say again?
Just say, hey, this is Storm Chaser Brandon Copic, and this is the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
All right. Sorry, I can't stop looking at Jordan. Hey guys, this is Storm Chaser Brandon Copic, and be sure to watch the Stormfront Freaks podcast. Or should I effed that up, didn't I? Just
it's all right. We love effed up stuff. We put that in our blooper reel. Goes in our
Brandon,
blooper
it took
reel.
Jim Cantori literally 4 tries. So
Okay, what was it again? And I'll just repeat it immediately.
Hey, this is Storm Chaser Brandon Copic, and you're watching the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
This is Storm. You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
This is Storm Chaser Brandon Copic, and you are watching the Stormfront Freaks podcast. Moo.
Yes, that was perfect.
Love it.
Whoa. What's this? Wait, go back to that view. That was crazy.
I don't know. I'm messing stuff up here for MJ.
Go back to that view. That's awesome.
This one?
That is amazing.
It is a fun view. It is a fun view.
Wow.
That's one of yours, Brady. You made that one.
I made that today for Outbreak. It was the Octobox. But
okay.
I like the Octobox.
The Octobox. Check it out.
It's amazing.
That's cool.
It is amazing.
Wow.
Wow.
So anyway,
Switch
great job,
people
Brandon.
too, yeah.
That was good. That was
Yeah,
good.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me. You guys ever want to do anything again? Let me know.
Definitely will, man. Hey, anybody that can go through dirty minds the way you did and still come out clean,
Yeah.
I kicked ass for that, by
that's
the way.
clean for me. That's really clean. Do you not see my replies to read on Twitter? I mean, like every other reply I have is I'll show you a dynamic pipe or something like that.
See, no one wants to see that though, Brandon.
No, I mean,
I don't want to be the one to
I'm
bear
not
that
children.
news to you, but no
I
one
think-
really
My wife would
wants to see.
disagree, but
So hey, what happened? I want to know, Jordan and Brady, what happened when I left Outbreak? What was going on?
We left right after.
Well,
I think.
Oh, did you?
Jordan kept trying to run into me so I wouldn't have any money, but then we caught a massive wedge and we got lifted into the clouds and then, got like $1 million. So
The reason I ran into you is too busy texting Brandon back because he was mooing at me.
was that what happened? I just saw your last text message, but
What was the last one?
the one where you said you cockbag. Ha 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 ha.
No.
You cockbag. That's a good one for trollbot. I'll have to write that down.
I know.
Cockbag.
That's one of my go-tos.
We just go at it against each other. We went from a rough relationship to a pretty good one now.
Now,
I mean,
do you
having
think
to fix the Dominator on the side of I-29 and
That was actually, I think, when it turned around.
yeah, I think that was it. I think that's when we shook hands and we said that Twitter was gonna break because we were in a picture together.
Yeah.
now the real question is, would you guys ever, and just like for fun, obviously, would you ever box? Like, even though you guys are good friends now, they're good friends. Like Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, they're good friends. They boxed and look what happened. It's like, I think we should make this happen.
I think we would find our old rage for each other for that match.
It'd be wild.
Just put charity on it and everybody would go wild.
I'm telling you.
I
Someone's
know
gotta
Reed
do it.
kept talking
Did you
about
want
wanting to
charity?
box Ryan, and he's like,
Reed
"Oh, I'm
still
not
wants to
gonna do it."
box Ryan. What are you
Well,
talking
I know how he feels about Ryan. I want to box Ryan.
I'll box
saying.
anybody.
I think he
We
actually
should
wants
get a card,
to box
right?
Ryan.
Let's
That's
get a
honestly
boxing
what I
card
tell-
together.
That's
Storm
what
Chaser
I tell my
Summit.
wife, though. I tell her anytime.
Yeah.
I'm like, if somebody disrespects you, I will go at them with all my heart. I might get my ass kicked, but I'll still do it.
Exactly.
I love that. That
we
loyalty.
do need to get Sierra on here, Jen, like you were saying.
Yes, I want Sierra.
Yeah.
I miss Sierra. I can't wait to see you guys
Yeah, it's gonna be a
In-
blast.
in like less than 60 days. The countdown
Hey,
is on.
Jen, I'm going too now.
Really?
Yep, I'm going.
Oh my god! So is my twin sister too. So is Kim.
Wow.
It's-
Brandon, are you going to Storm Chaser Summit?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
going.
Yes.
Electric.
Reed,
Yeah.
Dina's gonna
was
go,
on me
Serena
for
might.
not going. I haven't been like social. I really haven't been like in the community, so to speak. I kind of like doing my own thing, but yeah, Reed was pushing me hard about it last year that I didn't show. He was like, "You are an influence to the next generation. It is your responsibility to show up." And then I tell him that I was gonna go, and then he's like, "Well, I'm not." Now he's going, but he just
No, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited.
Yep, as weather permitting, of course. Obviously, I've got a job to do, but as long as everything's slow, I will 100% be there.
Yeah, what happens
got
if
my
there's like
tickets
a,
and everything.
blizzard or something that week? Is it just everyone just going to like no show?
Well,
I mean,
so
we saw what
last
happened
year,
with tornadoes.
yeah, last year there was a tornado risk area. I would say maybe like 2 hours away. Because Jordan, you were there, right? Who chased
Yeah.
that? Like someone left, and like everyone was kind of mad.
Ryan Scholl.
Ryan
No,
Scholl,
it was- it-
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
well-
got,
My beef with Brandon went to Ryan, I think is what happened.
Russ Contreras chased that as well.
yeah, it was beautiful, and I remember we were all watching it. We're like, damn it, but like, we were excited for them, but we're like, we want to be there too. But I mean, when you're running a show and conference and all the things, it's really hard to leave. So
You should have stopped
There's
it
always
and
more
then
chase days.
did like the Guinness World Book of Records for the longest chase convoy.
yeah, or
Wow.
like the most chasers on one storm. I don't know.
That's my dream, actually. Although
That
I can't
happens any
drive.
storm in Oklahoma.
Not just every day in Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But yeah, no, we'll see. I just want sunshine everywhere, so then everyone can come and we can have a great time, and then it can storm.
I just subscribed on Patreon, by the way.
Nice.
Jordan,
Yeah,
we call it
actually,
Patron
I was
here.
waiting
Patron.
for my verification code for my bank card to do that.
We We call it Patron here to keep it, we keep it nice and fun here on the.
I like
we keep it related to alcohol.
4-year.
4 years?
Next month is my 4-year anniversary of being on here.
Oh, yay, Angela. That's so exciting.
The last drawing, Jordan and Brandon, I think my mom won something, and it was bad because it was like, is there collusion, and it was not good. But she ended up using it, and she loved it.
That's funny because I had an incident where I just, when my viewers support me the way they do, I like to do random acts of kindness. So last year, a guy came up with an idea, and he was like, hey, you should just get a snowblower and deliver it to somebody. Like, we were in the lake effect snow and wanted to just do something nice, like, hey, you're shoveling, we'll give you a snowblower for free. I paid for it and all that stuff. And we couldn't find anybody to give it to. Like, everybody kept saying, no, somebody else needs it. So I just came back to the guy and I was like, you know what? It was your idea. I'm going to give it to you. And he was the first person to accept it. And then everyone's like, well, this was his idea and you're giving it to him. And I was like, we were trying to find like elderly people, like people that need it. But every time we offered it, they're like, no, somebody else needs it.
Oh, that's actually really sweet.
That's awesome.
I like that, Brandon, a lot.
We
for the Storm Chaser Summit, I was thinking, since it's like Valentine's Day, like, I don't know, we can somehow make something fun with storm chasing. I don't know. Since storm chasing Valentine's.
But I couldn't, Brandon, when oh, go ahead. Sorry, Angela.
I have to have surgery on that day.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
Well, I might show up anyways, since I'll be off work.
Fair enough.
Well, we'd love to see you, but I hope everything goes well.
Yeah.
It will go well.
Me too.
Look at MJ
Brandon,
behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, MJ's killing it. Brandon, I can't. I was watching your stream the other day when you were like with like Vince and just like kept, chainsawing people free, like just helping. It's insane how many people get stuck out there. You guys are just driving. It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, it's what I love to do. It's just nice because you go out there. What I tell all my viewers is the same thing. I grew up in a poor family, where if it costs money for a new tire or a tow truck to get unstuck, that could mean we're struggling to eat.
Yeah.
So I go out there and people try and offer to, like, oh yeah, people that are clearly like wealthy will offer me money, and I'm still like, no, that's not why I do this. I'm more than grateful when people donate on like YouTube and all that, but I'll never accept my way I see it is I will never accept money from somebody who could likely be having the worst moment of their day, their week, or whatever that is. I want it to be the most like relieving moment for them. Not great. Well, I just lost that $20. I want it to be, oh, thank the Lord, I don't have to spend money on a tow truck or something right now.
I love that. That's really nice, Brandon. That's not everyone feels that way. So I think that's wonderful.
It gets risky at times, but that's why it's so much fun with like Vince and Corey, and we all just kind of tag team everything. We'll like rotate around. Usually if I pull somebody out of a ditch, Vince is parked back behind me to make sure nobody smokes me while I'm doing it, and things like that.
That's what I did in Outbreak today. Was playing Outbreak with Jordan and Brady. I needed someone to like buffer so they didn't cut me off and take me out.
Sorry.
Some people just can't drive in that
You gotta
game.
keep your head in the game, Phil.
I'm working on getting a new computer so I can play.
Oh, you have to.
I need to get an actual gaming computer because I don't even have that. I literally have my chasing laptop and that's it. Like, I just got an iPad.
Yeah.
And I only did that. That was an investment for the stream because like this isn't a touchscreen laptop. So if I want to switch my scene to the radar and show people what's going on radar and use it as like kind of a learning tool, I can't do that with my laptop because it's so hard to draw and everything. But on an iPad, I can do it with my finger and it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. No, I get that completely. Yeah. I need something with like a nice one with all the space.
Brandon, I gotta share something with you real quick. Hold on, I just saw this. Ready?
Do it.
Mo!
It's valid.
Creepy shit right there.
Mo!
This is what Brady watches at night.
Hey, that was my fear, Brady. Was your Weather Fools video that you were going to pop on us with something like this? I was just waiting for it. I was just like, God, what's he going to do this time?
It was Moo. It's applicable because it's Moo, right?
Well, I know. I get that part. I just thought that would be your Weather Fool. Would be some cat. Stupid.
All that stuff reminds me of back when Jordan and I still had beef with one another. I remember he watched my live stream one time and sent me a super chat with, I can't remember what the remark was, something about distracted driving or something, and I was like, moo, thank you, Jordan, so much for your super chat.
I donated like $10 and said, look at this guy distracted driving, and he goes, moo.
I just can't let people get under my skin. You guys know how that is. I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. You can't let everything bother you. I mean, especially I've gone through so much crap in life that I'm just like, you got to take the happy side of it. You can't be upset. What's stress going to do? You know?
Yeah, nothing. It's just going to hurt you more.
I agree.
I love that mentality, Brandon.
All right,
I know that your rise and smile mentality. That's what it is.
Rise and smile.
Oh, yeah.
Rise and smile.
Say goodnight to our online audience.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We love you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas,
everyone.
Bye. Merry Christmas.